Just wanted to share something that I'm feeling right now. Um, and if it resonates with you, you can um, feel the same and understand that what I'm going through, maybe it will help you to deal with it. Since last night, I don't know, I've been working and fine and living my life, but all on a sudden, I felt a deep, immense amount of sorrow and sadness, and I felt like crying. I don't know, I couldn't point my finger on for any reason. My life is actually totally in harmony. I have a wonderful work-life balance, and my life, my kids are in school. They're doing great. My husband and I are in a very like peaceful relationship. There's no argument, nothing is going like no expectation mismatches or something. So I couldn't figure out like why am I feeling the overwhelming pressure in my chest to cry. And as my own analytical mind always does that, I always go deeper and try to reflect on myself, like whatever I'm feeling, and try to dig deep where it's coming from. So that's my natural process of thinking. So I did that, and still I couldn't find any of that mismatch. Yeah, some things like, okay, a little bit of stress in the work, like I couldn't figure out a problem solving thing in my website problems, but it wasn't that overwhelming. It's not a big deal. Same with my husband. Maybe I was just expecting from him something to do, and he wasn't doing that way. And I figured out it wasn't a big deal either. It wasn't like I am under pressure, I am cornered or something. But the feeling of crying, it was like, I cannot say, like it was like I'm I want to cry for help. I want to cry for break some trap. I want to cry for my life. I want to go somewhere and leave everything behind and be the newborn child I have been in my birthday, like at the very first moment. And as how I felt, I was just a living being. I couldn't even recognize myself. I wasn't anybody at that moment, and I didn't know any responsibilities. I didn't know anything about human beings, or I was just a being. And I was in a place and I wasn't sure what to do, and I felt like that was the call I was having, that was the vibe I was having. And all of a sudden I felt like it is okay to go back to that time. And we don't always have to figure out why we are feeling our emotions for a reason. It is good to figure out a reason, then we can resolve that. But when you are not finding the reason why you are happy, why you are sad, why you are angry, and nothing makes sense, but still you are feeling that emotion, it is okay to accept it. never need to deny it. Just because there is no reason, it doesn't mean it's invalid. The emotions are there just to express it. Doesn't mean that your brain or mind needs to figure it out right away. And then I felt like, okay, I don't have to figure it out. I could be like the baby I was. I didn't have to figure out why I'm feeling sad, why I'm feeling cranky, why I am feeling so giggly and having fun. There's no reason. And we still acknowledge that emotion, and we flow with that emotion. We accepted it. That's how we are so free. That's how we felt so free, because we let it flow right at that moment when it needed. And that's the positivity. That's the reason you need only behind that, just to let it flow. And then after understanding that, after accepting my sorrow, I actually talked about it to my daughter, my 10-year-old daughter, and I said, like, do you know that I'm just feeling like to cry? And she was still like 10-year-old, and she's like, yeah, then just cry. And I was surprised. I was thinking like, should I just tell it a child, and what are they gonna think? But no, how easy it is for a child. That just surprised me. And she was like, you don't have to explain anything, just cry. If you feel like to cry, cry. If you feel like to have fun, have fun. I was like, oh my God, I need to do that. And we forget that sometimes the human nature, the age, the wisdom, the responsibility, the expectation we put on ourselves is just unnecessary. We don't need that expectation all the time. Whenever the emotion comes up, just let it flow in a safer, in a way that you are not losing it. The emotion is not driving you. Just the emotion itself, what it needs. If it needs to be expressed, express it without harming or making it really detrimental for your surroundings. But you can still acknowledge that emotion and let it flow in a safer, much healthier, much closer way. I would say it's closer when you are not even expressing it in a detrimental way, like you are not punching a wall, you are not harming yourself. You are actually feeling it much closer to yourself, and let the emotion flow, like writing, like crying in a door, like inside of your room, like just talking to yourself, and let it flow, like listening to some music. Like, I don't know like how you feel that closeness, but you know how to be with yourself when you are expressing that emotion. And that's what I'm here to tell you about. Whenever you feel any emotions, whenever you are going through something, doesn't need to have any reason in your life. Most of the time we do that for a reason, but if it doesn't have any reason, still acknowledge that, accept it, and let it flow with expression. It will help you. It will make you grow. It will make you practice to be with yourself and know your own emotions and the cycles and all the different color perspective of your own mental body. It's one step closer towards your inner self, towards your inner being. So that's about it, my loves, and I am so open with you guys. I'm so happy and relieved to talk to you about my innermost feelings, and I'll keep continue to reflect and share my journey with you. Hope it helps. Thank you and be blissful.